More than 200 remain trapped on Mount Everest after a heavy weekend storm.
So we're getting reports of hypothermia, frostbite, and other cold-related illnesses.
The National Weather Service says an EF5 tornado hit North Dakota. And it's only October, but there's already concern about this year's Christmas trees.
There are two particular diseases that have really impacted Christmas tree farms in the past, and the hope is to get these diseases under control.
From our nation's capital, this is the National Weather Desk.
Well, good morning and welcome to the National Weather Desk. I'm meteorologist Eileen Whalen. Well, chances are increasing that a named storm could develop in the Atlantic. This, while another disturbance looks to be taking shape in the Gulf. Meteorologist Lauren Oleski is tracking the tropics for us this morning.
Two waves, that we are monitoring right now. Low development chances here. Could see something emerging off the Yucatan Peninsula and into the Gulf. That's likely just going to head west, though. No threat to us. And then this other wave that we've been monitoring with an increased development chance, looking really healthy there on satellite, too. So this will probably be a depression within the next day or so. Models coming into a little bit of a better agreement compared to yesterday, and still expecting this to turn out to sea, but now they're all doing that. Next name on our list is Jerry. Should we see this go beyond a depression? We still have about a month and a half-ish, a little more than that or so left of hurricane season. Of course, we'll keep an eye out across the Atlantic over the next several weeks.
Well, more than 200 trekkers are still waiting to be rescued on Mount Everest after an unseasonably heavy snowstorm pummeled the Himalayas over the weekend. On Sunday, Chinese state media reported that 350 people reached a small township in Tibet. Hundreds of local villagers and rescue teams have been deployed to help with the operation in the frigid temperatures.
But in this case, they had temperatures well below 0 Fahrenheit, extreme brutal winds. And so we're getting reports of hypothermia, frostbite, and other cold-related illnesses and health problems.
Well, rescuers say they hope to have everyone off the mountain by the end of the day today. Well, officials in North Dakota upgraded a June tornado to an EF5. It's been 12 years since a tornado of that strength has hit the United States. And meteorologist Emily Gracie tells us more.
On June 20th, the tornado tore through Enderlin, North Dakota. The twister was originally classified as an EF3 tornado, but on Monday, the Grand Forks National Weather Service announced it has been reclassified as an EF5. This update is quite remarkable because the United States hasn't seen an EF5 tornado in 12 years. Further investigation from survey teams on site at a train derailment, along with concurrent Doppler radar analysis, confirms that winds did exceed 210 miles per hour, bumping it into the most devastating category of tornadoes. The so-called EF5 drought has led to speculation that the rarity may be due to the scale adjustment in 2007. Under the former Fujita scale, 210 mile per hour winds would have designated this as an F4. For the National Weather Desk, I'm meteorologist Emily Gracie.
Well, it's cleanup time in a Salt Lake City neighborhood that was overwhelmed during heavy rain this past weekend. Now, even though it was a huge and annoying inconvenience for one homeowner, he seemed to take it in stride. Christian Saida has that story.
Gary Edwards had just gotten off of work when he found his street submerged.
And then I come home and see this. So it's all new to me. And I could not believe it was this deep.
The flooding comes after hours of heavy rain, overwhelming a major flood canal known as a city drain.
Salt Lake County Flood Control is putting pumps within the city drain, which is an open water canal, and that should cause the water to subside, and so that the backup no longer happens.
At least 5 homes in the area have reported flooding in the basements. Others, like Edwards, are hoping the sandbags will hold.
If them sandbags weren't there, all that water would be that way right into my garage. I mean, when they built these houses, they didn't really put drainage in mind. So it's rather horrible.
Still, after nearly 2 decades in the neighborhood, Edwards says he's never seen anything quite like this.
There's nothing I can say or do. Just smile and let it happen.
Well, right now, fall and Halloween decorations are everywhere, but soon enough, festive holiday lights and frills will take over. But there's concern in the state that ranks third in the country for Christmas tree production. Growers in Michigan are busy making sure that they can meet the holiday demand, but they're grappling with two diseases that could impact the trees. Meteorologist Ethan Foreman explains how weather plays a role in the concern.
There are two particular diseases that have really impacted Christmas tree farms in the past, and the hope is to get these diseases under control.
What we're concerned about is that they continue to spread over time and maybe introduce to new fields. So that's really a large problem if these root rots get into an area. Right now, we don't have a great way to mitigate them.
The two diseases are the Phytophthora and the Armillaria root rot. According to a study from Michigan State University, of all tree farmers that have had disease issues, 56% of them are impacted by the Phytophthora and around 20% are affected by the Armillaria root rot disease.
Phytophthora and Armillaria root rot are two different root rot pathogens that can kill Christmas trees, essentially. They can attack all conifers. They usually attack from the roots, and our trees will look healthy and doing well, then suddenly they'll start going downhill.
One of the leading causes of the spread of these diseases is certain weather conditions.
We do know that weather conditions do affect these root rots. So for Phytophthora is an example. We do know that wet weather and soils that hold a lot of water tend to promote Phytophthora spreading in the field. We tend to see Armillaria root rot being somewhat sporadic, but more of a problem in northern Michigan, the northern lower peninsula.
Help is on the way, with recent funds sent to MSU and other areas in the country to fight back against the diseases.
Dr. Pratama Devakota at Michigan State University, the disease pathologist, is going to be able to have some money and some funds available to begin doing some research with these root rots. So we're very excited to be able to begin to help growers, start to minimize and control these potentially very destructive diseases.
Well, it's the most awesome time of year for pumpkin enthusiasts. Autumn is the season for pumpkin patch fun, and it's also a good time to freshen up on their health benefits. Medical reporter Liz Bonus reports.
Hey there, everybody. They make beautiful decorations, but this time of year, if you are picking up a pumpkin or picking your own, grab an extra one for good health.
There's plenty of fresh pumpkins out there for people to pick. They're still on the vine. You can grab them and pick them right off the vine.
You see, here at Kentucky's McGlasson's farm, those who do pick a personal pumpkin each year
always excellent choices here. There's always good picks here.
No, they get the goodness of the outdoors, the beauty, the fun.
I think farms are cool. I really like the area that I live in, that it's like really close to the city, and it's also really close to farms and stuff too.
But a recent report from the National Institutes of Health says they're also getting a powerhouse food full of nutrients with what's inside. The flesh is packed with potassium to lower blood pressure, vitamin C to help your skin. It's also loaded with fiber to help you feel full for weight loss.
It's also going to help stabilize the blood sugars, because when we have fluctuations in our blood sugars, that's what causes those hunger cues to occur.
In addition, registered dietitians with the Cleveland Clinic, which provided this video, say the seeds are worth baking up as well.
They're going to have extra protein in them. They're going to have potassium. They're going to have those extra vitamins, just like the actual flesh itself.
They're also going to have crunch for great snacking. So go ahead, Luke McGlasson, the co-owner here at McGlasson, says, grab a big pumpkin for carving. As for eating,
we have some varieties. We call them fairy tale pumpkins, Cinderella pumpkins. There's different names. They're kind of flatter and wider, and they're very solid.
Perfect, Luke says, for what's considered one of the healthier desserts, pumpkin pie, any way you slice it. Now, if you have extra pumpkin this time of year, once you cook the insides down, you can freeze it. It'll stay good for about 6 months. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
Well, for all the latest weather, news, and video, be sure to follow us on social media. You can find us on all your favorite platforms. Just search the National Weather Desk or scan the QR code at the bottom left corner of your screen. And coming up here on the National Weather Desk, we'll tell you about the recent discovery on Mars that could indicate ancient life on the red planet. And we'll show you the role that weather plays on fall foliage.
I'm meteorologist Charlie Lopresti with Look at the Northeast. We're tracking one more really warm day in the Northeast before things start to change tonight into tomorrow. 70s and low 80s will be common during the course of the afternoon today. We have a mainly clear sky, but that front will bring some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Most of the action in the Northeast will be tonight and into Wednesday morning as far as the wet weather goes. A lot of that's moving out during the morning Wednesday. The trend will be for brighter skies by afternoon. On Thursday, we'll have a hard time getting out of the 50s.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Gerard Jabali. Here's a look at the Mid-Atlantic region. Rain becoming likely on your Tuesday afternoon as we are going to see a cold front move across the region, and this will bring, again, good rainfall all the way through around Wednesday afternoon. Before that front clears out, we'll start to see some sunshine returning, but it will bring much cooler, drier air to the region too after reaching the low 80s to upper 70s for your Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday is going to be a lot cooler, 60s to low 70s for highs.
Hi, meteorologist Jennifer Collins with a look at your southeast forecast. We'll keep showers and thunderstorms in the forecast across the Florida Peninsula with a strong onshore wind flow and also increased tropical moisture moving in. We'll keep that pattern around heading into Wednesday as well with an east wind lingering around. And then more showers and thunderstorms possible across the Carolinas heading into Wednesday, all associated with a frontal boundary that's moving into the southeast. Afternoon highs on Tuesday running into the low and mid 80s for most of the southeast, near 90 degrees in Florida.
Well, 7 years after Hurricane Michael devastated the Gulf Coast, a Florida content creator is using social media to help others prepare. Using humor and relatable reels, she's reaching millions with life-saving tips. She spoke with meteorologist Emily Gracie about her growing online influence.
Between 2020 and 2024, Florida was the fastest growing state in the nation. And I knew that with that would come a lot of residents that had never experienced a hurricane before. You know, they're moving here from Miami and Disney World. But we actually have, like, we are lightning capital of the nation. We are hurricane central. Like, we are, there's a lot to Florida. You know what I'm saying? And so I knew that the education was there, but it may not have been delivered in a way that was palatable maybe, or that would resonate with audiences. And so I thought, well, I can put some tips together. You know, I've endured a Category 5 hurricane. Not that many people can say that they've done that. And so I posted it and it took off on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And I thought, well, people want this. And I thought, well, you know what? I think they want this because it's almost a form of control. Like, you feel like if you're prepared for things, you almost have like a semblance of control over it.
And I love your tips too, because I've heard the same ones over and over again, right? Like, we always hear about NOAA weather radios and having your water and having your medications. But the one that you did talking about the washing machine and how, like, wash all of your clothes,
wash all of them.
Then all of them, and then put on clean underwear, right?
Yes, please. Always clean underwear. Always lead with that. If you have nothing else, please have clean underwear.
And then what do you do with your washing machine after you're done with it?
You dump ice in it and you turn it into a cooler, so you don't have to worry about draining your ice. You've got ice right there. You've got all your drinks. You're ready for your hurricane party. You can just dump the ice in. It will drain like it's supposed to. But in the meantime, you can use it as a cooler and free up some space in your freezer or your fridge.
One of them, if you're evacuating the quarter in the ice trick.
So you fill up a cup with ice, and before you leave your home, if you're going to evacuate, you need to put a coin on top and you put it in your freezer. That way, when you get home, if any has melted and you see the coin has dipped below the very top, you know that the items in your freezer have probably gone bad because it has melted. There's no confusion there.
Well, to hear Megan's story of survival, along with more great tips for hurricane preparedness, listen to this week's episode of our podcast, Off the Radar. It's available now anywhere you listen to podcasts. Well, a new discovery on Mars could indicate ancient life on the red planet. Mitch Fick has more on what scientists are discovering 220 million miles away.
The physics and astronomy departments especially has been involved in many space missions.
Dr. Valerie Pyre works with a focus on a place that's truly remote, the mouth of a river on Mars. Her work with NASA and the Perseverance rover is revealing new possibilities of ancient life on the red planet.
We see these features usually related to microbes living in rocks. And so we saw that, and so we're like, oh, maybe there's something going on.
Those features found on Martian rocks last July are called leopard spots.
This is the only place we've found on Mars so far where we have chemical evidence that chemical reactions associated with life could have been happening, as well as organic molecules. The Sherlock instrument detected an organic signature. So both of those together in the same rock is really compelling.
The Perseverance rover found the spots in the Jezero crater, the former home of an ancient Martian river.
On Earth, you have the Mississippi River that is going into the Gulf, and you will see that delta of the Mississippi River going into the Gulf. And so that's exactly what we're seeing here, meaning that at one point there was a river that was traveling inside the crater and deposited all of those sediments in that crater, forming that delta.
The rock formed in that delta, and the Sapphire Canyon sample was taken from there. Now, right now, scientists just see signs of possible life, the potential for a biosignature. Without being able to study the rock themselves, they can't tell yet if it's microbes that made the spots or if it was just something chemical.
We want to know if life is in there. I'd love to have it on Earth to do more analysis, because it's in our lab on Earth that we can do we can use all the instrumentation we want.
We're not going to know until we bring that sample back and do some more measurements.
Well, chances are that no matter where you live, you've already started to see some fall foliage. But what exactly causes the leaves to change color? Meteorologist Lindsay Storrs posted the answer on Instagram, so let's take a look.
We are really starting to see the fall colors popping in our higher elevations. But what makes the leaves change from green in the summer to all those awesome fall colors that we see this time of year? Well, as the sun's rays get lower in the sky, that sends a signal to the chlorophyll within the leaf that it's time for it to die off. The chlorophyll is what gives the leaves their green color. So as soon as the chlorophyll dies off, the other chemicals that make up the plant get to show off their colors. And the various chemicals determine which color those leaves are going to change. Now, we always get the brightest fall colors when the end of summer is warm and dry, and the beginning of fall is also warm and dry during the day, and then cool but not freezing at night. So this year should be pretty good if you head up to the higher elevations.
Well, when it comes to those color changes, the weather can play a major role, and meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen posted on TikTok about precipitation and changing leaves.
Have you ever thought about how the conditions need to be just right for us to get those beautiful, vibrant fall leaves? We're going to explain how the weather has a huge impact on this. So precipitation does play a role in how vibrant our fall colors will be. If we have like a dry fall season, below normal precipitation recorded, either the leaf change will be delayed or the colors will just be muted entirely. Now, if we have a bit more of a wet fall, the fall foliage kind of peak will be on time and our leaves should be vibrant. Of course, temperature and sunlight plays a role too. When you have abnormally warm days like what we've been having lately, our colors can be muted. Same with adding more cloud cover to the sky and warmer nights. Now on the flip side, we've had those cooler nights. We've had plenty of sunshine. We just haven't had those seasonally warm days. But if you have all three of those, good chance you're going to see some vibrant fall foliage. Let us know what you see and where.
Well, at some point, all those leaves will fall to the ground and need to get cleaned up, and that job can be harder than you think. Meteorologist Teresa Carter looks at just how heavy fallen leaves can be.
As the leaves fall, rakes come out while piling up the leaves. Have you ever wondered why leaves seem so heavy at times? Did you know a mature oak tree has nearly 200,000 leaves? When you start to bag up the leaves, that bag usually gets heavier and heavier. 360 dry leaves are equal to 1 pound. think about this. When you get a full tree, which again is 200,000 leaves, that means it would be about 550 pounds of leaves. Now say it rains, water added to those leaves will make them heavier. You can multiply that number by 4 times. Let's do some quick math here. A full oak tree with 200,000 leaves, 550 times 4 would weigh 2,200 pounds. Next time you try to rake leaves while they are wet and feel like they weigh more than when they are dry, you are correct. They weigh 4 times more.
Well, time now for a short break, but first we take in the views above the Conway Scenic Railroad in New Hampshire.
Well, a very good Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Andrew Buckmichael. The rain we had across the plains the last few days has moved its way down towards the Ohio Valley, but cool across the northern Midwest there, the upper Midwest, as we continue into the day tomorrow. A lot of sunshine coming back out, and temperatures pretty comfortable. A lot of 60s and 70s for high temperatures for your Wednesday. Same for your Thursday with plenty of sunshine all across the Midwest.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Alex Garcia. Here's a look at your regional weather. Things are starting off really nice and cool this morning. For our friends up in Amarillo, also have a little bit of rain there. Even El Paso running around 72. 70s elsewhere, humid down toward Brownsville. Cold front will make its way down across Texas today. You'll see scattered showers from Louisiana all the way across central Texas, back up into New Mexico along with that storm system. Look for temperatures to warm up into the 90s later in the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Alex Garcia. That's a look at your regional weather.
Well, hi there and a good Tuesday morning to everybody. I'm meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell. Out west, we've got this perfect October weather, albeit a little hazy. We've got some wildfire smoke still drifting into Portland and Seattle today, but might be the last round of 70s and 80s in the PNW we see for quite some time. Upper 80s out of Las Vegas, back into the 70s around coastal California, high and dry. That big ridge of high pressure keeping things warm into Wyoming and Nevada these days as well. And that's the scene from here.
I'm Jack Gerfin, Chief Meteorologist at Fox 25 in Oklahoma City, and you're watching the National Weather Desk.
Well, have you ever walked outside on a clear day and wonder what makes the sky so blue? Well, meteorologist Eric Kostriva posted the answer to that question on Facebook, and here it is.
Well, if you've had any sunny days this week and you looked up at the sky and wondered why exactly it's blue, we are here to answer that question. For those that have already Googled it and maybe forgot, you want to stick around to know exactly what is happening. We start at the sun with the visible light. It's that white light coming from the sun that has all the colors of the rainbow in it. When it gets to our atmosphere about 18 miles up, it starts to encounter the air molecules, of course, that we all breathe every single day. Those air molecules are just the right size to scatter the blue and the violet wavelengths of that visible light. All the other colors continue down to the surface, which is why we don't see them. It's the scattering of that light, the blue light, that goes from molecule to molecule until it's reflected to you and I into our eyes from all parts of the sky. It's also why when the sun sets, we don't see those blue colors anymore. It's too dark. We don't have that visible light to encounter that color.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Eileen Whalen. Make it a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.